This is the May 18th GwangJu Uprising, GwangJu Massacre Memorial. The fact that this memorial even exists is a big deal because for so many years, Koreans were prevented and suppressed from talking about the massacre and the uprising. The GwangJu Uprising was a response to the coup d'etat that installed Chun Doo-hwan as a military leader in dictatorship. Chun replaced Park Chung-hee, who held an 18-year authoritarian rule and was assassinated by one of his own in 1979. So already for decades, Korean citizens all over the country had been protesting against authoritarianism. And in response, Chun shut down universities, the press, and banned political activities. On May 18th of 1980, hundreds of students gathered at Cheonnam National University to study and to organize. Chun Doo-hwan's military forces shot, essayed, tortured, and unalived students. Over the next 10 days, an estimated 200,000 liberation fighters and protesters in Gwangju rose up. Chun Doo-hwan brought in the Republic of Korea Special Warfare Command, a military unit, to squash protest uprisings. The Chun regime sent in tanks and 40 helicopters with machine guns to fire into the crowds. There were also combat planes with bombs on standby nearby. President Jimmy Carter sided with Chun Doo-hwan's martial law junta and also condoned the scorched earth massacre actions. Chun even established labor camps after to imprison and torture those who were involved in the uprising. This memorial wall contains only a few thousand of the names of the Korean citizens who participated in the Gwangju People's Uprising. The South Korean military has never fully acknowledged its role in the massacre, and Chun Doo-hwan, until his death in 2021, never apologized or even admitted responsibility for the Gwangju massacre. Now, because of the suppression of history by the administration, documenting the number that were injured as well as perished was difficult, but some estimates put the number that were killed by the military and government at over 2,300, with thousands more injured. So there were many underground movements and documentarians, historians who actually went and interviewed people for oral histories on what happened, and witnesses as well as people who were present, which is why we have a history of the actual and real on-the-ground People's Uprising, GwangJu Uprising and Massacre to this day. Remember, oppressors try to erase history so that they can repeat it. And it's only this year, for the first time in history, that any family member of Chun Doo-hwan, his grandson Chun Woo-won, has acknowledged the massacre. He traveled to Gwangju to apologize to the survivors and families of survivors. The current Southern Korean Yoon administration has been trying to rebury this history of the Korean military and government's atrocities, the history of liberation and resistance of the Korean people, as well as the U.S.'s role in the massacres and violence. The U.S. also has yet to take responsibility for its own role. This is why it is critical for us to know real histories of oppression, of what our oppressors did, and how we resisted, and the many victories, coalitions, and wins we achieved. May we always honor and bring to light our people's real history, and always may we lift each other up. People power forever.